The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, fourth chapter, text number 2, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 25th, 1972, in Los Angeles.
So, superficially, Maharaj Parikshit, king, the emperor of the world, he was cursed to death. A Brahmin boy cursed him that he will die within 7 days. And as a result of this, he left his home, his kingdom, and here next verse it is said, Atma Jaya. Jaya means his one wife, he was a young man, Suta, children, Agara, Agara means residence, house, Atma Jaya, Suta Agara. Pashu, animals, he was king, he had many animals, horses, elephants, cows, bulls. These are household animals, domestic animals. And Dravina means wealth, riches, and Bandhu friends. So, these are our material assets. Wife, children, nice house, nice bank balance, and some pashus, animals. Here, of course, you keep only one animal, dog, the best friend. But in India, they keep many animals. Those who are rich, they keep elephants, horses, bulls, cows. Dogs are also there, but dogs are not so important there. Asses also, these are domestic, cats also, these are domestic animals. These animals, they like to live with human beings. They do not go to the forest. So, superficially, Parikshit Maharaj, Upadharja mating Krishna, for becoming Krishna conscious, mati means consciousness, Krishna, in Krishna. Practically he was bereft of everything. Just try to understand. He was cursed to death, and because he was preparing for next life, so he had to leave everything. And so, what people will think? Oh, by Krishna consciousness one has to lose everything. His kingdom, his everything. Therefore people are afraid to take to Krishna consciousness. We shall be lost of everything, even after life. This is the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, to become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, two things are very much essential, namely, having a chance of being born in the family of a devotee and having the blessings of a bona fide spiritual master. So, Parikshit Maharaj had both blessings. He, from the very childhood, from the womb of his mother, he was Krishna conscious. And he had the opportunity of taking birth in a family where every member was Krishna conscious, especially his grandfather Arjuna. So that chance was there. From the very beginning of his life, he was given the chance of worshipping Krishna deity. Not only that, he was king, Suchinang Simatangihi Yoga Bhrashta Sanjayat. Yoga Bhrashta means one who falls down from the path of spiritual advancement. For them, the facility is that they are given another chance to take birth in the human society. Not only in human society, Suchinang Simatangihi, in very rich family and very pure family. Suchinang means pure, Brahmins. So in India still, if one is born in a very nice, rich and pure family, he is considered to be very pious in his past life. That's a fact. Janmaisajja Sutasri. These four things, Janma, high grade birth, Aishajja, riches, Janma Isha, Suta, education, and Sri means beauty. These four things are obtained by pious activities in one's past life. So Parikshit Maharaj had all these assets. That means in his previous life he was also a great devote. So now in this life he is bereft of everything. After executing spiritual life so strenuously, life after life, in this life we see that he is bereft of his kingdom, he is going to die within 7 days, and he has to leave his beautiful wife, children, home, kingdom, his animals, everything we keep, there is affection. It is not that animals are meant for killing. They are also treated like children. Don't move your leg like that. So, anything you associate, you get affection. That's a fact. Therefore, here it is stated, Rajye chabi kali nittang bidhura mamatang jaho. And his kingdom was very safe kingdom. It is not that there was disturbance in his kingdom, somebody has attacked, so he was bereft. No. Chabi kale, without any disturbance. Very nice kingdom. So, what people will think, that to become Krishna conscious means to lose everything up to life. Does it mean? Sometimes superficially they take it like that. But actually that is not the fact. There is another story in which one saintly person came in an assembly. So he blessed a saintly person. Everyone expects some blessings. So there was a king's son. So he blessed him, Rajaputra Chirangajiva. My dear king's son, you live forever. And there was another son, he was Muni's son, saintly person's son, and he blessed him, Muniputra Majiva. You Muniputra, son of a saintly person, you don't live, you die. Rajputra Chiranjiva, the king's son, you live forever. And Muniputra, Majiva, you don't live. Muniputra, Majiva. And there was a hunter also. And there was a saintly person also. The saintly person, he blessed, Majiva, Jivoba Maroba. Either you die or live. It is all this. And there was a hunter, he blessed him, Majiva Mamara, don't die, don't live. This is very instructive. Don't die, don't live. One was blessed that you don't die, the Rajputra, don't die. And the Muniputra, he was blessed, do you die? And the saintly person was blessed, either you die or you live. And the hunter was blessed, you don't live, don't die. So this was a puzzle. So the king, he invited his ministers, what is the meaning of this? The ministers are very intelligent. So he explained that your son has been blessed, Chiranjiva, because your son is so licentious that as soon as he dies, he is going to hell. So therefore, he has blessed, you better live forever. Otherwise, you are going to hell. Your life is so sinful, the next life is hellish. So better you live forever. Then, the next Muniputra. Muniputra means just like our disciples. They have to undergo austerities. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, so many no's. But similarly, Muniputra, he also execute all these functions, and there is no comfortable life. Muniputra lives in a cottage, there is no good bedstead, and eating simple fruits and flowers. So, from materialistic point of view, this is a miserable condition of life. So he was blessed that you have sufficiently undergone austerities, now your next life is in Vaikuntha. So better you die and go to Vaikuntha. Why you should suffer anyway? Therefore he was blessed that Muniputra, Maji. And the saintly person, he was blessed by the word Jivova Marova. Either you die or live, the same thing. Because a saintly person is engaged in the service of the Lord, so his life is so blissful, so either he lives or when he dies he goes back to home, back to God, he will do the same business. So, there is no difference. Just like you are engaged in Krishna's service, you are getting the same service eternally. This is a probational period only. Janma karma me divyam jujyanati tattata takta dehang punarjanma naiti mameti. Krishna says, anyone who can understand Krishna as he is, then after leaving this body, he comes to home, back to God. Mameva. So saintly persons, their life is so pure that in this living condition they are in Vaikuntha, and after leaving this body they are going to Vaikuntha. So jivo va maro va. Both ways they are benefited. And the hunter was said, ma jivo ma maro, don't live, don't die. What is that? Now you are hunter, butcher, so nasty life you are living. It was better death, better for you to die. But if you die, then you go to hell. Therefore, don't die, don't live. So, don't close your eyes. So Parikshit Maharaj, this was blessing. Parikshit Maharaj, don't think that Parikshit Maharaj lost everything. Because he has understood Krishna. So, according to the statement of Bhagavad Gita, it is a fact that he is going back to home, back to Godhead. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj, what is the value of this kingdom, of the wealth of this material world? They are temporary. Even if you have got very good kingdom, very nice wife, very nice society, how long? And if there is any mistake, next life you can get something else. But sorry, Parikshit Maharaj's life, because he is born devotee from the childhood. He is a devotee of Krishna. Now, when he was cursed, it was blessings for him and for all others. Because he was cursed, there was necessity of recitation of this Srimad Bhagavatam. And after hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Vishnu Savane Parikshit Maharaj, simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he got salvation. So, this superficial, awkward position that he lost his life, lost his kingdom, he had to leave his wife and children and everything, don't take it that by Krishna consciousness he became bereft of all assets. No. He was going to be rewarded very highly, going back to home, back to God. So another instruction is, in this connection, that one should be ready, if one is serious to become Krishna conscious, one should be ready to give up all sorts of material enjoyment. That is the fact. If you become Krishna conscious for your material improvement, you can get it. Krishna is all powerful. But that is not the desirable thing. To become Krishna consciousness means to make our materialistic way of life nil. That is the purpose. Annavilasita sunnam. If you want from Krishna that give me material happiness, as we have studied, akama sarvakamo va moksha kama udaradhi tibrena bhakti yogena jajeta paramam purush. Either you are materially desirous, anxious to get so many things, kurmi. Akama means devote. Sarvakama means kurmi. Kurmi, they are simply wanting, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that, so many things. There is no end of their demand. That is called kurmis. And Gyanis means they also want salvation, to merge into the impersonal Brahma effulgence of the Lord. And Yogi, they also want some mystic power. So Karmic, Jnani, Yogi, everyone wants something, but a devotee does not want anything. That is devotion. They know, what shall I do with all these things? They have no attraction for anything material. These are all material. Some a better position, some a lower position, that's all. Kurmis are entangled in this materialistic way of life. And the Jnanis, they are also more or less entangled, because they have no idea what is God. They think God is impersonal. God is impersonal, there is no God. So if they have no idea of God, how to go back to kingdom of God? So they are also materialistic. Negation of material. Negation. Because they are very much frustrated. Just like in your country, the hippies. The hippies means negation of a positive materialistic life. That's all. Negation. They are simply denying that we don't want the way of life as our father and grandfathers are going on. That's a negation. But there is no positive gain. So negation is no good. You must have some positive gain. So this Krishna consciousness movement is negation of the materialistic way of life and regain the blissful eternal life of spiritual understanding. So simply negation is no gain. With something, if you are disgusted, I don't want it. But just like sometimes a man commits suicide, I don't want this life. So what is the gain? And that is ignorance. He does not know that committing suicide, he is eternal. He is eternal. Living entity is eternal. He thinks that by killing this body, I am free from this bodily miserable condition of life. No. He is immediately, either he has to accept the next abominable body, or he will have to become a ghost, one who commits suicide. Ghost means no material gross life, but the material subtle life is there. A ghost is carried by the subtle body, mind, intelligence and false ego. And one who gets a body, gross body, upon this mind, intelligence and ego, one develops a gross body of 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire. This is the 2 kinds of body, a condition. And when he is actually Krishna conscious, he is transcendental. To this gross and subtle body, he attains a spiritual body which is never to be finished, eternal blissful life. So sometimes when Krishna is especially kind to a person who thinks that by I shall execute Krishna consciousness, at the same time I shall enjoy this material life. This is foolishness. This is foolishness. If you want Krishna, go to home, back to Godhead, then you have to finish your material desires. Because Krishna is so kind that even if you have a pinch of material desire to enjoy in this material world, he will give you a chance. All right, you do it. That means we become entangled. Therefore, those who are executing Krishna consciousness, they should try to become free from all material desires. Annavilasita sunnam. Jnana karmad anavritam. Jnana means knowledge, or the jnanis, they also want to become one with the Supreme. And karma means, karmis, those who want to enjoy. So one should be uncovered, not covered by this jnana, by karma, or by any material desires. Anna vilasita sunnam jnana karmadanabritam anukullena krishnanushilanam. Simply, favorably serving Krishna. Favorably, not unfavorably. Consciousness favorably. Just like Kansa. Kansa was also Krishna conscious. But you are simply planning how to kill Krishna. That kind of Krishna consciousness is not good. Of course, Krishna is so kind. See, anyway one becomes Krishna conscious, he gets the benefit at least of liberation. There's a Kamsa was liberated. Although he was unfavorably Krishna conscious, but he was thinking of Krishna. Hiranyakashipu, he was also thinking of Krishna, but unfavorably. So that is not bhakti. We must think of Krishna favorably. That is bhakti. Anukullena Krishna anusilanam, culture of Krishna consciousness, favorably. Bhakti uttama. That is pure bhakti. So, a person who is thinking of Krishna haphazardly, namely that by executing Krishna consciousness I will be materially happy. He can be materially happy because Sukadeva Goswami said, akama sarva kama moksha kama udaradhi. His desires will be fulfilled, just like Dhruva Maharaj. He went to worship Krishna in the forest with material desires, that I may get the kingdom of my father, or better kingdom. That was his determination. So he got it. But when he got it, by executing Krishna consciousness, he was intelligent, he was very sorry. And what I have asked, this material happiness I have asked. So when he actually saw Krishna, Vishnu, he was offered, now you take benediction as you desire. He was very sorry. He said, my Lord, I have no other desire now. I have finished all my desire. Shamin kritatosmi barangana jase. I don't want any kind of benediction. I have got you. I have no more necessity of any benediction. But Krishna is so kind, he gave him both. Said, Dhruva, you desire for some material prosperity, a kingdom. So I have created one kingdom, Dhruva Lok, for you, which is so many times bigger than your father's kingdom. So that is especially for you, that is Vaikuntha. You'll go there, but you wanted your father's kingdom, so you take your father's kingdom also. So he enjoyed his father's kingdom for 35,000 of years. In those days, a man used to live for 100,000 of years. Satyajug. So Krishna is so kind that whatever desires you have got within, he will give you all facilities. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradhi. But intelligent person, they will not ask anything from Krishna. Just like a dependent child, he is fully dependent on the father. The father knows how to raise him to be perfect man. He knows what is his necessities. Similarly, we have to give up to the care of Krishna without any condition. That is perfection of life. That is perfection of life. So, sometimes Krishna favors the devotee when he is in doubts whether this or that. So sometimes he takes away the sources of his material opulence and gives him shelter under his own lotus feet. This is the philosophy. Thank you.